What's up, guys? So today I decided to edit a video showing some of the nonsense in Ghost Recon Breakpoint that has caused so much drama to the point that it has cost people, squad mates, and friends due to such childish antics and opinions of these exploits in Breakpoint. And after recent drama in my own crew, I figured it was time to post this video. Now, while Ghost Recon Breakpoint has been a fun game, in my personal opinion, it does not compare to its predecessor, Wildlands. But ever since the infamous DMR Glitch cropped its ugly head, people have been looking for ways to exploit Breakpoint. Today, there are a couple of exploits that I currently know of that I would consider a cheat to this game. The two I know of in particular are the DMR Glitch and the 5-bar instant Recon Tower Glitch. Now let's talk about the two that has caused a massive blow-up within my own personal group. We're talking about the digital scope and strafe glitch. Now please understand, like many others, this is my opinion, nothing more. However, these opinions, including my own, do not dictate the rules of Ghost Recon Breakpoint. None of us worked for Ubisoft, nor is Ubisoft doing anything about these reported for cheating players that are running any of these glitches. Now, to me, there is a huge difference between cheating and exploiting the game. The definition of exploit is, quote, a software tool designed to take advantage of a flaw in a computer system. So by this definition, this would mean that any and all glitches in Ghost Recon Breakpoint are flaws of a broken game. This would then explain why Ubisoft has done absolutely nothing to these players that have been reported for, by our own opinion, cheating. So with that said, let's get started. Now first I would like to show the strafe glitch. This is an exploit in the movement of your character. The way you perform this is you aim your weapon, and while holding down your aim button, which is typically your L2 button, you press the L3 button and sprint. And then you repeatedly go back and forth as I'm doing here, which enables you this funky movement you've seen that I've called many players out for what I thought was lag switching. Now the players in this video have just learned how to execute the movement exploit. They, up until this point, had faced it many times over and have had very little success in killing somebody running this. It is not an easy thing, and it takes some time to master. And if you were to take this and give it to some of these high-end players who play this game and run customs to practice for hours upon hours, they could teach themselves how to do this in such a way that would make them almost invincible. Now for the supposed digital scope glitch. This one in particular is the one that caused our group to have the implosion. Some members deemed it as a glitch, while others say it's just part of the game. Personally, I'm on the fence when you compare this one and the strafe exploit to the DMR and 5-bar glitch. The reason why I'm on the fence on this one is because I've conducted tests and determined that the digital scope is not the only scope affected by this flaw. Now what the digital scope does is, it locks onto the target without remorse. And most, including those who are running the strafe exploit, have very little chance to escape. Now me and my curiosity, I decided to open up a custom and test the iron sights on the MP7, the dual scope on the Silver State, the Comp M4 on the Control Room Vector, and Red Dot on the M4A1, and an ACOG on the VHS-D2, and a long-range sniper scope on the Scorpio Scout to see if others were affected. To my surprise, I was able to determine with proof in the video that every single sight I listed plus others were affected in some way or another by the same aim assist as the digital scope. I would not go nowhere near as far as to say that all scopes are affected equally. Each scope has different ranges that it will do this, but it is obvious that multiple scopes are affected and that all of these scopes have different triggers and require different players to run them and force them to follow their targets to this degree. In my opinion, my best guess is that the aim assist is what is totally screwed up on this game. Do I think for a second that players are cheating because they run the digital scope? No. Does it suck if you get killed by it? Absolutely. But the digital scope also seems to be the only scope and the only ability without going and purchasing a strike pack, which some of these players probably are running, would be the only way to counter the strafe exploit. It's the only way you can keep on target. And nobody had a problem with the digital scope. Nobody said anything about it because this obviously didn't just pop up overnight. Nobody said anything about it until these players running the strafe exploit started dying because of it. Something else also is that if you're using a long-range sniper scope and you're sniping at a target who has gotten marked, if that player decides to run down the mountain or get behind a crate or whatever, if that target is marked, the aim assist will follow that target until you give up or the time limit that is set up to them, which, like I said, each scope is affected differently, will kick it off. Now, something else I also want to point out is on the DMR glitch. If you see somebody shooting at you with this glitch, these rounds are red. They are bright red. They look like pellets. I've never seen anything like it. If you put the armor-piercing hater rounds in a sniper rifle with the sharpshooter, which is pretty much a limited version of the DMR glitch, the rounds do not turn red like that. The only way that those rounds can be like that is if Ubisoft programmed the game to do that. That is not something that just happens. So, if Ubisoft is fully aware of the strafe exploit, they could in hand and theoretically added the digital scope exploit to give players a chance that you could pick one side or the other or run both, as I have seen some of these big wigs do, and go back and forth and to keep you interested in the game, because since the game is so busted up that they have added these things to keep these players entertained, which would then again be another reason why all these players that we have all reported for cheating have never had a single thing done to them. Each group is going to have their own rules. Am I going to say that those rules are right and wrong? No. Because again, every person has a right to express their own opinion and their own playstyle in the game. Now, do I like getting shot once with a DMR glitch and getting killed? Absolutely not. Ticks me off, and I adapt and work to try to counter that person. These players, though, that are running their mouths saying digital scope this and digital scope that because you freaking killed them, are just tryhards turning into crybabies. There is a Facebook page that started all of this, at least in my group, called Sleep Dealer Gaming. And that is one of the most toxic groups I have ever come across in the 10 years I have been playing multiplayer games. Those are the biggest bunch of immature idiots that I have personally ever seen. And their rules and them calling out cheater, digital scope, glitcher, blah, 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 has been completely and utterly insane and toxic to our group. And frankly, that batch could just screw off. The digital scope is not the only one affected. The Silver State can do the same thing. The Strafe, anybody can do it. Anybody. It's not a guarantee with the scope. Some people can pull it off, some people can't. Something else to think about there too. Thank you guys for watching this. Hope it hasn't been too boring for you. Hope it's been educational. And grow up, tryhards. It's just a game. It really is just a game. Comment down below. Tell me what you think. If you think that I'm wrong on this, express your opinion. That is the point of that down there. I do not care. Tell me what you think. Keep it clean and respectful, because I do like it that when people watch their language and stuff on here, it is appropriate for all ages down there. If I see you leave some language down there, I will delete it. I do not like it, I will not approve of it, and that will be removed. Otherwise, tell me what you think. If I'm wrong, or you can provide me some video to show me that I'm way off base, please do. Some people can pull off the scopes, some people can't. Some people can pull off the strafe, some people can't. Just live with it. Thank you guys for watching.